Hi, I'm your kid critic Jack Mooney, and welcome to the Jack Mooney Show. And in today's video, I am giving a review of the movie Shazam. Fandango sent me an email about an early fan screening to see the film. I was very excited to take this opportunity. Around a month ago, I also did another Fandango early screening of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I had an amazing time at that, so I was very excited to take this opportunity and see Shazam 2 weeks ahead of its release. But before I get to my review, I do want to talk about my channel in the coming weeks ahead. Recently, I reached over 100 subscribers on YouTube. It was great. I've been on YouTube for over 5 years. I'm not doing it for the subscriber count, but I am doing it because I love movies. But it is great that I reached over 100 subscribers. That shows that some people care. So, in light of reaching over 100 subscribers, I was thinking of doing a countdown video. I remember in the past I used to do my top 5s, my top 10s, but this one's going to be very special. Alfonso Cuarón, who recently won Best Director for Roma, he also won it a few years back for Gravity. I was thinking of doing a best movies of Alfonso Cuarón, so I will rank all of his movies. Of course, getting Roma in there, Gravity, Children of Men, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, all of his great movies, and I'm very excited to do that video. It's going to take some time to watch all of them, but it will be probably one of my best videos on the channel, and I'm very excited for you guys to watch that, especially to see where Gravity lands in the list. So yeah, that's the next video I'll do. I'll take my time, really make sure it's a great video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into Shazam, and yeah. Prior to seeing Shazam, I was very excited. It's almost unreal to be able to see a movie 2 weeks ahead of its scheduled release. So I was pumped. I was ready to see this new film in the DC Extended Universe, and it starts, and it's amazing. There will be spoilers throughout this review, just to let you know. So the beginning is kind of a backstory to our villain in the film, which is played by Mark Strong, and it shows that he does have a hard life, and how his brother and his dad were mean to him, and how the wizard who chooses the next Shazam found him and was going to give him the opportunity to be Shazam, but realized that he wasn't the best choice and sends him back to Earth not being Shazam. So that was very interesting, very unique, very dark. I was not expecting a comedy to have that, so the beginning was great. It felt almost Tim Burton-y, and maybe that's because of the score as well, and the very dark and gloomy. I wouldn't say gothic, but it was gloomy, and I liked it. That's why I love DC so much. It's dark, and it embraces that. This film, obviously not as dark, but it did have some dark elements, especially with Mark Strong. A great villain throughout the film. Great backstory. There's this part where he seeks revenge on his brother and his father, and it's so epic and it's so violent and it works so well. Yeah, the movie's short, but it tells the story nicely. Zachary Levi is incredible as expected. He really embraces the character of Shazam, and I can't wait for him to be in future installments. And yeah, there isn't a whole lot of action in the film, and that was expected. So that's not one of my flaws. Getting into some of the flaws, though, I did wish that the trailers and commercials didn't reveal all of the amazing jokes throughout the film. It was quite annoying when I'd be watching the film and realize, I've seen this joke before. I'm still gonna laugh, but I've seen this before. Obviously, the stuff with Shazam's the kid who plays Shazam. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the main lead kid in the film, when he goes to the foster home, obviously the stuff involving the foster kids and everything weren't shown in the trailers, which was nice, and that was very heartwarming. This is a heartwarming movie, so I love that. Billy Batson, that's his name. So yeah, that was great. The whole element of family, and they don't have to be related to you to be your family. So I loved that element. It was very heartwarming and nice to see in a film. So yeah, some of the jokes were revealed in the trailer. It did get a little sappy and cringy at times, especially revolving Billy's mother and realizing why she left him and everything. I was a little bit like, does that make sense? Are they trying to make us be upset? But maybe that was part of the comic. I haven't read the Shazam comic, so I'm not totally up to date on Shazam's full story, so maybe that was in the comics. And I didn't love the whole seven deadly sins throughout the film. Mark Strong has these kind of like demons that live within his eye, his power ball that he stole from the wizard. And he unleashes them, and I wasn't a huge fan of them, especially because the CGI wasn't great. I wasn't expecting great CGI in this movie anyways, but I didn't love that. And at the end of the film, the third act does kind of fall apart, not as much as previous DC movies, but in the yeah, at the end, it's revealed that Shazam's foster brothers and sisters do turn into other Shazams, and I know that's in the comics, but I just wish they didn't introduce that to us in this film because it took away from the significance of Levi's character as Shazam, and it made it kind of like too much was going on, and it just took away from the overall film, so I didn't like that. But these aren't huge problems. These are just moments where I was like, I wouldn't have done that as a filmmaker. But yeah, very funny, very entertaining. The first two acts are great, especially the second when Shazam's realizing his powers, especially when he's on the steps in Philadelphia that Rocky went on. I just love that. As a fan of Rocky, I really appreciated that. But yeah, a nice film. I would say it's the second best film in the DC universe. First would obviously be Wonder Woman. Check out my list I made on my channel about a month ago. But yeah, Shazam is pretty good. After seeing Captain Marvel a couple weeks ago, it does fall in the shadow of Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is a brilliant film, and I think this is a fun movie. I would not say it's great, but it's a lot of fun, and you should see it because it's a nice pace from other DC movies, especially after Aquaman being so atrocious. This is a fun romp. So if I could give Shazam a grade, I would give it a B+. It's worth your time. I highly recommend it. It's a fun movie.